Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer and I'm here to build a couple model kits. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote into chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, well, what you can do is you can become one, or you could use other people's emotes. You can just say hi. If you feel like being a lurker, that's also okay. You can just lurk, and that's cool as well. It's a Monday, and I kept thinking that it was a Tuesday for good portions of today. I was like, all right, well, I got to get Power Wash Simulator loaded up, and I got to make sure that the final free levels have been downloaded. The jobs have been downloaded. It's not Tuesday. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. It's Monday. So, you know, we got that going for us, which again, is pretty cool. I need to do a thing that I forgot to do. We'll do it once we get the overhead camera. Yeah, let's say that. Lashbrick's here. Hello, Lashbrick. Lord Crashington's here. Hello, Lord Crashington. So, it occurs to me now that a thing that I said that I would do yesterday, I didn't do. And then I said to myself, well, I'll do that tomorrow, meaning today. And I didn't do that. So I goofed. We're going to the overhead camera here. It's June. It's a new month. And I need to have a new piece of music to play when someone uses their channel points for me to hit the dance button. Now, I have music ready to go. I just didn't implement that. So we need to do that, and we'll do that live. Over here on the dance. Okay. So that's the file was called Open Air. So I need to upgrade that to Summer Weekend. Yes, Summer Weekend. The new song, and then go in and get rid of Open Air. There we go. Okay. Itchy trigger finger ready, says Lord Crashington. Okay, so I have now done this. On my end, I do have a new song to play. There is a new dance button. There wasn't for a second, and that's my fault. I did mess up. I didn't do it. I did catch it before someone did hit that button. Lord Crashington has hit that button. Thank you for using your channel points for something silly like this, Lord Crashington. Here's the new song for the month. Thank you for using your channel points. It's good little vibes. Summer vibes music. It is it's June. It's the summer. So we got some vibes going. I appreciate you for using your channel points for something like that. So tonight's agenda. We will be finishing the Lightning Buster Gundam. We have to build the big guns that live on the back of it. I got part of one done here. We got to build the other parts of this for this kit here. A couple stickers to put on there. Then that's done. We'll say goodbye. We'll say thank you to the Gundam Seed Forever movie, or Gundam Seed Freedom. I say forever sometimes. It's Gundam Seed Freedom, the movie. We got ourselves a kit from that. And then we'll work on another kit from Seed, but not a new kit like this. An old kit from, I want to say 2006. I'm going to look at the box. I'm going to get over here and look at this box. Oops. That's okay. 2012. That makes more sense that this would be a Seed kit from 2012. Yeah, okay. Yes. So yeah, we got the Forbidden Gundam 2012 kit. That makes more sense timing wise. 2006. That don't make no sense. This is a part that we will not have to build. The Forbidden Gundam, for whatever reason, doesn't have a good way to attach it to stand. So you have to attach this part, which then will give you a little peg. Like you basically cut it. You take apart the kit and slide that in there. We won't have to put this on because I'm not going to put it on a stand. Probably. Anyway, let me get situated here. I don't know what's going on. Got my chair here. We're in over the head. Let's work on this kit. Let's continue. We built this. It doesn't come out and pop like that. There you go. Cool. Got there. Right there. But we will have to, of course, build the other one of these. So we'll do that right now. Get those all together. Yeah, like I said, I thought for a while that today was Tuesday, and so I was like prepping to get Power Wash Simulator working. This will be tomorrow anyway, the last time that I stream Power Wash Simulator, saying farewell to Power Wash Simulator, so that we can welcome Power Wash Simulator 2, which comes out this year. So, and I will certainly be playing that. I imagine quite a bit. So, it won't be long in between those. But yeah, they're ceasing development on the first game so they can put all their focus on the second game. They put out the free pack, the Muckingham Files, Part 6. And so we will check that out. 2 things to Power Wash. Have not looked at it at all. Just made sure that I got it, because sometimes, for whatever reason, sometimes it was a kind of annoying to get those loaded. What just happened there? I got followed. That's what it was. Shiny VHS has followed. Thank you, Shiny VHS. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Great username. Hell yeah. All right. So we put it on like this. Then this has to go like this. I did this already. I don't know why I can't remember. Okay, yes, it goes like that. That's right, because it clips in like that. Yes, this makes sense. I got this now. Let's see. There's some things to talk about today. We're going to start with, now, I'm going to be honest, folks. My interest, which started last year in, I was a, we'll go back. I've been watching VTubers for a while. Like, it is a form of entertainment, just like any other streamer. There is the added performance element, which we see, but we don't recognize as much. Like, I am a version of myself. I am very close to who I am, but I am playing up some things here and there. I am not a one-to-one with Pat Baer before a stream and after stream, and then during the stream, Pat Baer. There's a bit of a performance there. And there are streamers that do more of a performance, right? They are doing a character the entire time. They're in character. They're going for it. But most of the time, it's a variation of their real selves. VTubers, to some, are just, hey, I'm me. I just happen to be using a digital avatar, either a PNG or a 3D model or 2D model or whatever. But a lot of VTubers, working us into a shoot. Yes, a lot of VTubers are doing performance. They're doing a performance piece consistently. They are playing a character, and it's much more common for that. And so I've always been interested in that art form, right? Like the folks that are just like, it's me, but I don't want to be on camera. So instead, here is me as whatever, or here, like, when people I have known in my day-to-day life have been like, oh, I'm doing a VTube thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Sometimes as a character, sometimes as just like pure them again. I find it interesting, find it fascinating that people are making those big choices. So I've been aware of it, and I follow some VTubers. I'm friends with some VTubers. I didn't really get into HoloLive until last year. Part of it was the Dodgers game spectacle that was really interesting to me. Part of it was a musician who was well regarded in some fandoms that I have friends that are into those fandoms. Were like, oh, this woman who does a lot of 3D like stuff in and avatar stuff. She doesn't really a VTuber per se, but she's done a bunch of stuff in like VR chat. She's becoming a HoloLive VTuber. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Also, a thing that was approachable to me was that particular VTuber. I knew that she was close to my age, whereas most VTubers are not, especially HoloLive VTubers. There are a lot of HoloLive VTubers are closer to like 21 than they are 45. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. This is a woman in her 30s gonna do this thing. That appeals to me. That interests me. So I've gotten more into the VTuber stuff. And because of that, I also like another angle of me coming into watching a lot of my VTubing is knowing that there is a connection between Japanese VTubers, specifically Hololive VTubers, and professional wrestling. DDT Wrestling has done some work with some Hololive people for some wrestling stuff. There's been crossovers with some video game stuff. The Great Okan from New Japan Pro Wrestling is an avid watcher of VTubers, particularly Pekara and who else? Subaru. Love Subaru. So a big fan of those two VTubers. You may remember that Pekara was up for Gaming Personality of the Year at the Game Awards last year. So it's a thing of like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. Also, the fact that this kind of a nightmare man, creepy looking wrestle man is really into VTubers. I was like, oh, that's fun. To the point where like, he has been a special guest on some video stuff when they've done some wrestling things, wrestling video game things, and he's like given some comments before some things, and it's been kind of fun. It's a nice bit of business. The DDP of Hololive world, says Lord Crash. Yeah, that's an apt comparison. Yes, a VTuber who has started late in their life comparatively for something of that. But you know, age shouldn't be a real going concern when it comes to this kind of performance art, right? One could say. Anyway, so I've been interested. I kind of been paying attention. I now have an Oshi. My Oshi, which just means my number one, is Elizabeth Rose Bloodflame from the Rosarian Kingdom. Herb is a British lady, although she says she's a Great Exardian. She's from Great Exardia. But she is a phenomenal performer and very fun, a great impressionist, an incredible singer, just top-notch singer. So it's really, really fun. So I've kind of gotten a bit more into it. I pay attention to some stuff that goes on. I watch some of the concert stuff. I pay attention. I got some streamers that I like within that. But I will tell you, friends, that I was not fucking prepared to find this out. I'm a little late to this. This made waves in Japan among the scene before it made waves on my feeds, because I have a few people that follow Hololive stuff, so this is where I found this out. Kojima Productions, the English account, said, new connection confirmed. We are thrilled to share that Usada Pekara from Hololive Production appears in Death Stranding 2 on the beach as a prepper. What kind of prepper could she be? Find out after the game launches. And then there's a video, and there is like a hologram of the model of Pekara from Hololive in Death Stranding. Pekara is in Death Stranding, and I don't... There's a non-zero chance, like literally a non-zero chance, that Pekara is in this game because she was nominated for the Game Awards. Like Hideo Kojima, I don't know if he knows VTuber stuff. I don't know if there are VTuber fans, if there's Hololive fans on staff. But like, she was nominated for the Game Awards and now she's in a game. Yes, it could be that he was like, oh, wait, why is a bunny girl? Why is this digital bunny? I don't doubt that Hideo Kojima knows what a VTuber is, but there exists a possibility that until the Game Awards happened, he didn't know. Probably going to be the least ridiculous character in the game. Lashbrook, at the very least, Pekara has the least weird name. You can say that. There will not be a less weird name in that game than Usada Pekara. You believe, I would believe that he is well-versed in that because it is an interesting form of idol and streamer, like they are idols, but they're digital, and it's interesting and weird and techie in a way that, of course, I believe Hideo Kojima would be interested in. But also, the possibility exists that he didn't know who Pekora was until the Game Awards, and maybe he did. Maybe this was like a thing that he's been thinking about for years, and he wanted to get him in the first one. But I don't know. Yes, he does retweet a lot. Well, also because a lot of HoloLive people like his games and play his games, and that he finds that he likes that. I mean, why wouldn't he like that? But he does like that. All right, I got to figure out where it was. Oh, it goes on here. Okay. So yeah, it's weird to me. That's a weird thing. Is that enough for me to play the game? No. I don't want to play Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I have no interest in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I have a bit more interest in Death Stranding 2 on the beach than I did previously, because Pekora is going to be in it, and that's fun and weird. But yeah. He seems to like the sort of person who keeps up with what the kids are into. Yes, Lord Crashington. I think that he does want to know what pop culture is. He does want to be aware of those things. He does seem to be someone that is, at the very least, wants to be well versed in things. And he watches a lot of different kinds of entertainment and stuff like that, you know. Sometimes he mentions anime that I'm also watching, and that's fun for me to be like, oh, I'm watching the same shows this season as Kojima, or he's watching a couple things I'm not watching. Oh, let's check that out. It's kind of neat. Yes. So yeah, so that's just a thing that like exists and is happening and is a weird thing. Like, also, like VTuber, they were, because of the recent anniversary of One Piece. Oh, thank you for the sub using your Prime. Appreciate that very much. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego Scythe Tier 2 Blue Emote in chat. Thanks, Shiny VHS, for subscribing. We are currently at 31 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when I hit my goal. Over there in the corner. But thank you very much. Appreciate that. Enjoy your emotes and not seeing ads. It's always nice. Yeah, I mean, like, what was it? So for One Piece, there were some of the classic opening songs were re-released by the artist with guest artists on them, and some VTubers from HoloLive were a part of that. It's like, yeah, you know, it's a bit more out there. Japan is definitely more aware of it than I think other places would be. So I'm not saying that like it's shocking that he knows what that is, or that Pekora is in the game. Like, I'm not like blindsided by this information, but it is, to me, interesting. I find it interesting. I don't know. We've got some gaming news stuff we'll talk about a bit later. There have been some non-renewals, contracts ending in WWE. WWE does not often do this. They occasionally do it. Most recently, we found out, previously before this. So Shotzi Blackheart, her contract was not being extended, and she only had a little bit of time left on that. And before that, Baron Corbin's contract was not extended or renewed. So it does happen, but more often than not, WWE just releases people. They just decide that they're going to be done. In this case, it was just not renewing some contracts. AEW just doesn't renew contracts. That is their thing. Oftentimes, WWE folks seem to get a heads up, and when WWE folks get laid off, wrestlers get laid off, they get a severance package, and they, say the 90-day no-compete. Well, the 90-day no-compete is bullshit unless you don't want to get that 90 days worth of money. And most wrestlers would like to get that 90 days worth of money because they were not expecting to be cut, or laid off. Nobody expects that. So oftentimes the wrestlers just, take the 90 days. Or in the case of if you're just in an NXT contract, 30 days. If your contract does not get renewed, as soon as the contract's over, you can work anywhere. There were 3 such cases. We'll talk about the one that, we'll start with the one that is like, I don't have much to say about, which is Carlito. Carlito came back for a one shot in when WWE had a pay-per-view in Puerto Rico. He then came back a little later, joined the LWO. Then he betrayed the LWO and joined Judgment Day. He wrestled very infrequently and mostly was there to get beat up, beat people up, and then also be there as luchadors jumped out of the ring onto many wrestlers to break their fall. Carlito, this was his second run in WWE. He's part of the Colon family dynasty. He got laid off and immediately won a belt in Puerto Rico. Like, he immediately became the Puerto Rican champion in Puerto Rico, which is not the world champion, but it's a high champion. Like, he's immediately already been belted up. He will be fine. Carlito will do just fine. But he was hired for like almost 2 years and wrestled, I think, like 5 times. So, good work if you can get it. I will say that he did. I'm not going to say he. No one should have let this joke happen, and he did say it, so we will mention it. There was a joke that actually didn't end up got cut out of the replay broadcast and isn't on YouTube for WWE. There's a segment where 2 Japanese wrestlers are talking, and as they leave, it's just Carlito and the GM of the brand, and Carlito says, "I gotta learn Chinese." You see, because he doesn't know that they're Japanese, and it's a really weird, bad joke for like 2024. Yeah, it's an oofta. And again, people were just like, no, come on, no. Get out of here. So, not great for Carlito, but also I'm not saying he wrote that line, but I am saying that more than just him should have been like, there's probably a better joke to have here if we need to end this on a joke. But yeah, that wasn't great. That was in poor taste. But yeah, so his contract is over. We will move on to announced today. Yes, or just don't have a joke, indeed. Also announced today, she was most recently referred to as what's the goddamn name? Valhalla, the manager of the Viking Raiders, who are now the War Raiders. Sarah Logan has not been on television for quite some time. She was off on maternity leave for her second child. Not saying that's why she was her contract wasn't renewed, but she hadn't come back. They did not have anything for her, and so she's been just not working for a while. I will try to be Valhalla, the character, was Mad Max inspired. Another wrestler on the independent scene who is Mad Max inspired is Max the Impaler. Valhalla's gear and whole fucking gimmick very much seemed, at best, inspired by, and at worst, completely ripping off Max the Impaler. And you say, like, well, I mean, they were doing this whole Viking thing, and the Mad Max stuff, a lot of that is inspired by that, but it's just like, nah, you look at those and you go, okay, this is not a coincidence at all. So that always sucked. And then Sarah Logan, the person, seems to fucking suck. Just a right-wing piece of garbage. Just a piece of garbage. Got no interest in you, Sarah Logan. Yeah. Also, it really seems like she's going to quit wrestling. She made it very much sound like that's it, and to which I say, like, okay, that's fine. If you don't want to wrestle anymore, I'm fine with that. That's cool. But yeah, I will love to just forget about her whole fucking deal. Also, it would have been weird to bring her back because now her husband and his tag team partner are baby faces, and they are not the Viking Raiders anymore. They're the War Raiders, and they have somewhat of a Viking gimmick, but not really anymore. And it's just the whole thing. It's like, bah. So yeah, good riddance to you. And then the heartbreaker, the one I didn't think I would ever say. R-Truth. Ron the Truth Killings. His contract will not be renewed by the WWE. And that's a real shame. Now, can I understand it? From a business perspective, sure, I can understand it from a business perspective. R-Truth is 53 years young. He's in great shape. He's incredibly funny and charming. He is, by all accounts, unbelievably well liked and beloved within the organization. You could not ask for a better person to be on the road with and to be doing the work with. He is, like, again, by all accounts, just a top tier dude. And he will be sorely missed by the locker room. But I get it. I understand it. He just had what is probably, certainly, the biggest match of his modern career in losing to John Cena. And I don't know where he would go from that. That was not his last match. He did compete on Friday, putting over JC Mateo, aka Jeff Cobb. So he did, which you're not, big guy coming in, working there. So Ron the Truth Killings, which is just such a good name. Can't believe he wasn't the guy to beat Cena. Yeah, Ron Cena did not beat John Cena, unfortunately. He could have done it, but he didn't do it. And it's, obviously sucks. I mean, it just sucks. I understand it, again, from a cold and calculated business perspective. Now, we don't know. We don't know if he was offered a Legends deal. One would assume that eventually they will want him to be on a deal like that because they would want him in video games and they would want him at events and all of that. TNA has already been interested in having Ron back because Ron was in TNA. I am sure that there's a variety of companies, smaller independent stuff that would be interested in having him come through. He can certainly make money just being entertaining and fun. He does have a music career. He is a rapper and has had albums come out. I believe one came out last year. If he just did the autograph circuit, the Comic-Con circuit, and WrestleCon and all that, and then also, just focused on music, I would not hold that against him. I think that is a totally reasonable way for him to live his life, however he wants to do it. But if he does want to wrestle again, I also think that would be cool as hell. I don't think he should go to AEW and think that he's in WWE because he keeps running into WWE people there. I think I think the people that are suggesting that are not being serious, and that's fine that they're not being serious. But that, to me, I was just like, no, that's not what I would do there. But I could see him doing a TNA run again because, again, they really love him over there. I do also think that he should win the NWA World Heavyweight title again because, oh man. So this is a quote unquote fun fact. In 2002, Ron the Truth Killings became the NWA Heavyweight Champion. It's not the world champion at the time, but he was the heavyweight champion. The TNA NWA heavyweight champion. They don't call it the world one because TNA had a partnership. It's a whole stupid thing. He was the first black man to do it. R-Truth was the first black man to be the world heavyweight champion in NWA's history. And NWA's history starts in the 40s. The first NWA champion is in 1948. It took from 1948 till 2002 for a black man to be the world heavyweight champion in the NWA. Because Ron Simmons is WCW champion, which was not NWA championship at that time. Important to remember. Bobo Brazil did win the title, but the thing with the NWA world title was the various promotions that made up the NWA had to vote on who was going to become the new champion. If you just had the champion lose to someone else, they would strip it and not count it. So that happened to Bobo Brazil. He did pin someone and win that belt, but it was not his championship was not recognized. It is not an official NWA championship. So Bobo Brazil did win the belt, but it's non-canonical. So the first NWA champion who was black is R-Truth. And the second is Tyrus. And that's it. So Billy Corgan should roll out the red carpet and give Ron the Truth Killings a ton of money and just make him world champion again. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it could, and maybe just maybe it should. I'm a little sore about that shit. Wild shit. Anyway, R-Truth is a national treasure. He's unbelievably funny. He can fucking wrestle his ass off. He's a wildly entertaining individual. And it's weird that he doesn't work for WWE. It's just weird. It's just a weird thing now that he doesn't work there. What if we had R-Truth versus Orange Cassidy in AEW? I'm gonna tell you, this is snobbery on my part, Lord Crashington. I don't love when comedy wrestlers fight comedy wrestlers. I like when comedy wrestlers interact with people whose character is that they take wrestling very seriously, because that's way more fun. Orange Cassidy versus Pac is a dynamite top tier interaction because Pac cares so much about fucking wrestling. And Orange Cassidy does as well, but he also likes to have fun. That's just my take on it. I mean, I've seen Colt Cabana versus Dalton Castle, and Colt was not very funny in those matches because he's like, I'm not going to be funnier than Dalton Castle. Like, my character can be less funny and it'll still work. His character less funny, it just is not giving the fans what they want. So that's my general opinion. That I wouldn't want to see R-Truth versus Orange Cassidy. I think I'd rather see R-Truth interact with, like, Ricochet. I think that's if you are pitching to me, R-Truth has a match with Speedball Mike Bailey, then I'm fucking listening. And I got a little bit of money to hand over to you as a thank you. Like, that's to me, like, yes, that is how you should be. That's how we should be pairing these things and things. But no, I don't think that AEW should be bringing in old men anymore. I think there should be a moratorium on old men in AEW, especially old men that came from WWE. That is my opinion on that matter. Let me see if I can figure... Why can't I read this? I'm just looking for letters, and I don't know why I can't... There's A. Okay, so I need D. C. D. Okay, here it is. D. I don't know why, but I couldn't read this goddamn thing. Polycaps from fucking 1999. These are not from 1999, but this thing was designed in 1999, and they used them until like 2015 or so. Same goddamn polycaps before they went, oh, we could probably change up our polycaps and how they work. So yeah, that is the various releases that came out here. Yeah, it's wild. That's a wild thing. You may remember, we'll do an update here. You may remember that in 2024, Tango Gameworks got shut down by Microsoft. They had just had unbelievable success, and it was shocking because Hi-Fi Rush was awesome and it was like a new popular IP, and you'd think that they would be thrilled to have that, but no. Closed it down. And then we heard that Krafton brought it back. They bought the rights to the studio. They acquired the studio, and they got the rights to Hi-Fi Rush. Some other things didn't move, but they got the Hi-Fi Rush, and they got the studio and the name. That was in August of last year. So now, fast forward to May, and Tango is fully operational again. They are working on something new. They have a website and a new logo, and they have an office in Tokyo, and they are fully ramped up. Now, not everybody that worked there has made the move. Not most. Some people went to other places. Some people weren't brought in. Some people were. The creative director, John Johannes, is still part of the team, and they're hiring up for the new IP. They do not have Ghostwire Tokyo or Evil Within. And this is apparently not a sequel to Hi-Fi Rush, but one would imagine they wouldn't have gotten the rights to Hi-Fi Rush if they weren't planning on, doing something with it. Unless it was very cheap to acquire when they got that. But yeah, they are making something. And that's awesome. Maybe next week we'll find out a little bit more about the game they're doing. I don't have insider information. I'm literally speculating. I do not know if they are going to be doing something at Summer Game Fest. Remember, it's Summer Game Fest. There's no S. Let's see. So that was good news. I liked seeing that. I have watched a bit of Elden Ring Night Rain. I've been watching some people playing some Night Rain together out there on the internet. That seems pretty fucking cool. And especially if you know the people you're playing with and you get yourself a fun party. I have some of my friends in my multiplayer crew have been checking that out. It does not necessarily appeal to me, but I'm happy that people are having a good time with it. Yeah, it looks like over 300,000 players on Steam. And there is a patch coming, patch 1.02. It's coming out next week, and it's going to have some fixes and tweaks, and also several bug fixes, improvements for solo expeditions. So if you want to get in there by yourself, they're going to make it a little easier for folks to do that, which sounds like very good. That just sounds like a good thing. I'll read that in just a moment. We find A8 and A19. This is A8 right here. That's A19 over there. Got it. Let's see. Yeah. Improvements. The effect automatic revival upon defeat, which allows revival once per night boss battle, will be added to solo expeditions. The amount of runes gained will be increased. So you can get an automatic revival if you're doing it solo. Well, it sounds pretty good. I know it's multiplayer focused, but it's nice to have some options. But yeah, because sometimes people just don't like. What if you want to get your Elden Ring on? You want to get your Night Rain on, but your normal crew isn't there. And you're like, oh, well, I guess I'll just try some stuff out. I'm going to try some tactics and some strats by myself. Might not be the best experience. So making it better sounds like it'll be good. I hope it works out for folks. Let's see. That was a nice bit of little news there. People Can Fly, who you may know from Outriders and Bulletstorm, have recently abandoned 2 of the projects they were working on in development projects. Something called one of them was called a Gemini, and they are blaming Square Enix, their publisher, for this particular failure, saying Gemini has been suspended due to a lack of communication from Square Enix, which again is their publisher. So, yikes. Okay, now why is this not connecting well? Oh, that would explain it. I didn't push this piece forward. The waist didn't go in far enough, so then this couldn't go in far enough. That is not the only reason, I guess. Huh. I don't know why this isn't working. Sorry, folks. Hold on while I figure this out. Yep, this is how it should go. What I can do is I can see. Am I doing this wrong? It's possible I'm doing it wrong. I might have had this piece on backwards, but I don't think I did. Let's see, like that. No. Try that way. Okay, I did have this piece on backwards, I guess. That would explain it. Yes, got it to work, everybody. I did it. I got a big portion of the chest done. And then we got to do the other portion of the chest here. So we'll get that going there. Lots of parts have to go on this here. We got to do this side and this side. So we'll get that together. Get this looking good here. Let's see. Yeah. So, the suspension of Gemini project is a consequence of the fact that the publisher has not presented us with a draft of subsequent content writer to the publisher agreement covering the terms and conditions of further milestones on Project Gemini, and the lack of communication from the publisher as to its willingness to continue or terminate the Gemini project, which is part of the People Can Fly statement. They literally that was just a lot of legal jargon. And it was like, okay, sounds like y'all got some feelings on this stuff here. Let's see. There's more. There's definitely more. Project Bifrost was suspended due to the above and the analysis of the group's cash flow, which showed a lack of prospects for securing organizational resources, blah, blah, blah. They won't be launching that satellite in orbit anytime soon. No. They won't. And they did mention last year that Gemini was at risk because they were dealing with Square Enix not being forthright. Now, of course, that's one side of the story. We don't know other bits of information about this. We don't know, like, what this agreement said. Like, were they, how much or how little was, let's see, I need A10 and A12. How much or how little we heard from Square Enix and all that. If there were other factors, we don't know. We just know that this is a pretty big statement to say. Instead of just saying, "Hey, we're having issues," they're like, "Yeah, our issues are our fucking publisher." Like, they're just. You don't often hear that. You don't, like. That's not a thing that gets put out there. I love these fucking chrome pieces. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself to say that I really like how this fake chrome looks, because it just looks real fucking good. So we need C5 and C6. C5 on this side, C6 on the other. Yeah, this fake chrome here is really sharp. Looks real good. So yeah, it is just odd to see that. IO Interactive is going to show some footage of 007 First Light next week. They are now in the process of ramping up their promotional stuff for the game, so we will see and hear more things about that as we go here. All right, so I need this on this, and then this goes like that, and this goes into there, and then this is going to go into that, and then this will go like that. Ooh, that snaps together pretty easy. That ain't bad. Okay. We won't have to do a lot of panel lining on this kit here. We'll do some. Oh, I forgot to change my photo. Sorry, everybody. I forgot to change over to the Forbidden Gundam. As you can see, there are some clear, this kind of like mint. I think mint is probably the right color, right name for this color. We got this mint green here. So there will be some panel lining on that. It's just the chest isn't really going to need anything here. We got some of this like chrome parts we could probably hit with some color, but we might not have to go too wild with it. All right, so it's got to go like that, and then this goes underneath it. Does it taste minty too? No, Lord Crash said. I can tell you that it's not going to taste of mint. What it tastes of is probably old plastic. That's going to be what it tastes like. Speaking of old plastics, the reissue, I do have a reissue that I purchased today, a cool model kit that I did put an order in to pre-order. It'll be shipped sometime in the month of June, so we won't be able to get till probably July, the earliest. But I did put a pre-order in for the Nobel Gundam Berserker mode of the Nobel Gundam. We've built the Nobel Gundam here on stream before. There is a reissue of that, so it should be not a new design, not a redesign, but it will be new plastics and new stickers and all that. And that'll be out at some point. And of course, I will build it on stream when the time is right. So I'm excited about that because it looked neat, but I used some of the fine money I got on Patreon from all y'all. I was able to put a pre-order for that. I could have waited until it maybe showed up on Amazon, but I decided I would just pre-order it through Gundam Planet, and then it'll have to get shipped to me, and it will take a while to get to me because it'll be, in the mail. But why not? Yeah, Hitman and Hitman developer IO Interactive. On June 2nd, it was today, the upcoming James Bond game is going to be titled 007 First Light. And because it is a new origin story of our James Bond, which sounds like it'll be pretty okay from what we're hearing. We'll hear more about it next week. IO Interactive's game will feature a wholly original Bond origin story that will let players step into the shoes of the world's favorite secret agent to earn their 00 status. If I can knock somebody out with a fire extinguisher, will be great. Yes, I want to throw a can of tomatoes at somebody as James Bond. Now, I do not enjoy the head of IO, Henkin Abrak, talking about the game and it being a new Bond. The very first thing that is quoted here, I do not love that I'm about to say this out loud, but I will because you know, that's where we're at right now. It's a bond we built from the ground up for gamers. Just hate having to say that, but that is what he said, so I will repeat it. James Bond for gamers, built from the ground up for gamers. It's extremely exciting with all the tradition and all the history there is. There to get to work on this together with the family of creating a young Bond for gamers. A bond that the gamers can call their own and grow with. That's right. He said gamers, what, 1, 2, 3 times. It's a bond we built from the ground up for gamers. A bond that gamers can call their own and grow with. I don't know what the fuck that means, and I now don't know. I know the game will be fun. It'll be a fun James Bond game, but I hate what I just read out loud to you. I just hate the very idea. It's James Bond for gamers. Cursed sentence. Just cursed. Just wholly cursed. Unbelievably cursed. Just fuck me right up. For gamers. Get this piece on. Why is this being weird? Oh, there it is. Okay, there it goes. I don't know why this is being weird, but it is. There it is. Okay. Got these on. Now we just need to get A14, A16, and then A17. Okay. A14 is a nice little piece of red here. Nice. So yeah. Gamers be excited. And then hey, if you have a Walmart or Target pre-order for the Switch 2, you gotta double check that shit's going well. Because there have been some issues, apparently. Many people have begun sharing horror stories on social media, saying that their Switch 2 pre-orders are canned to no warning at Walmart. It also sounds like that it's at Target. Now, this could just be because too many people pre-ordered, or it could also be that they were getting ready to charge you and your information wasn't in there. If your credit card information isn't updated, if your shipping address doesn't match the billing address and you said it would and all that, I would just say you should go in and double check. If you do have a pre-order for Switch 2, just do your own due diligence and make sure that everything's up and up and all your information is in there correctly. GameStop said, hey, we're not doing that. We're not canceling anything. And then people were like, yeah, but you are, though. Shut up. Because apparently they were canceling some pre-orders. But again, maybe it's not a stock issue. Could be any number of things. But make sure you got all your ducks in a row. Line up all them ducks. Some people it's oversold. Some think it's like delays. But again, it's probably just people glitches and stuff. People not having their shit up to date. Excuse me, I'm yawning all of a sudden. I apologize. I did do some yard work today, and that does make me sleepy because it really hurts my allergies. Even though I take allergy pills, it's still pretty bad. In the second hour, I'll talk about our nation's national nightmare is over. The mailbox story has a happy ending. Happy about that. But yeah, we'll take a pause for the calls in a couple of moments. We'll talk about using support channel, all that. Sorry. I see there's a Dan Dan movie. Yes, I believe the Dan Dan movie is the recap movie ahead of the second season starting. I believe that's all that is. Just make sure that's the case. Evil Eye, yes. It's 3 TV episodes stitched together. Okay, yes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so Evil Eye is just maybe a better looking couple episodes from Dan to Dan. And it'll be subbed and dubbed. So yeah. But the second season's coming out, so wanna brush up on your Dan to Dan. You can always go see that. All right, we're done with the chest here. We don't have a lot to panel line, but we'll do a little panel lining here. There. Okay. Clear that up. Put that there. Looks good. And then we'll hit the chrome with a little bit of black. Doesn't really need it. Might not even look good. Regal's doing a Ghibli Fest series of showing through the rest of the year, and they're putting Grave of the Fireflies in there. Yeah, I mean, that's a fucking great movie. I don't think I ever need to see it again, but that is an incredible film. And I'm glad that some people will be able to see it in theaters. Again, that is... Okay, yes. Can do that. That's not something I want to see in theaters, but I'm glad people have the option to. This kit does have a transformation. I am not. You can look. If you want to spoil yourself, and you want to look up what this Forbidden Gundam does, I won't spoil it. It is very silly, but there is a transformation in this kit. It's not a vehicle mode. It's like an alternate fighting mode, and it is pretty dumb, and I really do like it. But again, I'm not gonna spoil it. No spoilers on that. You'll see. We got a couple tiny stickers to apply, unfortunately. Oh god. Couple tiny stickers here to the head, so we'll get that on. And then we also do have some marking stickers, which again are the not slides. They're not water slides or dry transfers. They're just stickers with a clear backing. And we can apply those later. I know, Lord Cratchington, I know. Gotta wake up, I'm sorry. Like I said, doing yard work makes me sleepy. It sucks. I hate it, but it's true. All right. Now is part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you, that's right, you, about ways that you can support the channel and what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk to you about is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to, that would be cool. You're more than welcome to do it. Again, these are just ways to support what I do here if you'd like to. If you're currently a subscriber to the Build Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. You could be like Shiny VHS and use your Prime token. That's rad. Or Cash Money. Hey, Jam, welcome. That's another way to support what I do here. You could gift a sub. We are currently starting a new month, so there are no gift subs yet. If you would like to be the first person to gift a sub, you can do that, anonymously or get credit for it. Bits and coins, always appreciated. We're currently at 31 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have at 40. When I do my birthday subathon, which will be June 20th, Friday, June 20th, the first bonus thing will unlock at 30 subscribers, because some of these 31 that I'm right now are gift subs from last month. So we'll drop down the number at some point. Let's see. If you want to support me on Patreon, it's a new month. It might be the time finally jump in on Patreon. Patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. My $10 patrons did vote, and the Forbidden Gundam won the poll, so it is the kit I'm currently working on because it won. They will vote on what I do after this, certainly. My alternative to that, if you don't want to get on Patreon, you don't want to subscribe here, I got a third place you can subscribe. YouTube. YouTube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can subscribe for free, of course. But if you would like to become a member over there for just $2 a month, you become a member, and then you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. You get to see them on Tuesday, which I think is pretty cool. That is another option for people if you are so inclined. So tomorrow you get to see a video other people have to wait till Wednesday to see. That's an option. I'm just checking real quick here. Okay. Yes. All right. I have not gotten an update yet on AdSense. It usually takes a few days. I think by the end of this year, I will have enough money in my AdSense that I can take it out and buy model kits with that money. And I'm very excited about that because unfortunately, it's $100 minimum before you can take that money out from AdSense. So it takes me a little while to earn that. So, that happens. But if you would like to throw something in a tip jar, if monthly is not the way you'd like to support what I do here, but you would like to help me out a little bit, you can always throw something in my Ko-Fi or my PayPal. Everything that I make, direct donations through YouTube, which includes watching my videos, as I mentioned, so AdSense there. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and from that fund, I pull out money to buy model kits. The Forbidden Gundam is a kit that I bought, I think, early this year or last year. I can't remember. I was able to pick up that kit off of my Amazon wish list. I just bought it myself. I saw that it was a good price, and I was like, that's a kit I'd like to build. I like kits with sights and big weapons, and that kit has this kit has both of those things. It's also called the Forbidden Gundam. It's just fun to say. Forbidden Gundam. Anyway, if you would like to decide what I'm building next, a way to do that is to buy something off my Amazon wish list. You go over to Amazon, you see if there's something there you'd like to see me put together, you pay for it, then I get it in the mail, I unbox it and do a video about the thing that you purchased, and then I build it on stream. And it becomes the next thing I build because that's the least I could do is have it jump the queue. The Magic the Gathering Planeswalker 500-piece jigsaw puzzle is currently just a little under $7, which is a good price for 500-piece jigsaw puzzle. So if you like me doing those early in the year, you could buy that for me to build. I got Lego sets, I got model kits, I have inexpensive things, I have very weirdly expensive things. I always try to have a few cheap options in there, and then some stuff that is a little pricier. I try to add new stuff here and there. There's a new Lego set that I recently added. The new to me anyway. The Jurassic World baby dinosaur Dolores. That is just a cute Lego dinosaur that I would be happy to build. That's on the wish list. Got model kits, Lego sets, all kinds of things. I just finished I just finished the Lightning. I finished the Lightning Buster, the Dual Blitz, which is like the counterpart. That's also on my wish list. If you want me to build that, I'd be happy to build that. But yeah, I got all kinds of things and things. If you see something on the wish list you'd like to see me put together, feel free to consider picking that up and having me build it. That's how that works. My alternative to Amazon is Throne. It's nice to have an alternative. See if there's something there you'd like to see me put together on Throne. And then, of course, USA Gundam Store. If you want to support me financially, the weirdest way possible, you go to USA Gundam Store. There you can buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Blue Sky or Mastodon or X with that gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. Sorry, I have some spam. Sorry, so somebody sent me a DM that is obviously a scam, but they are trying to play up the idea of that they contacted the wrong person. So they're trying to play up that I'm about to scam them. But it's clearly not a scam, right? This is the last time I'm giving you money. Looking back, we truly treated each other with sincerity. It's time to bring this relationship to an end and let the past remain in the past. I sincerely ask you to take good care of our younger son. Not our young son, our younger son. Let's stop contacting each other. I've already formed a new family and don't want past issues to cause trouble for my family. The transaction password is your birth date combined with our youngest son's birth date. Please keep it secure. And then there's some way to add some money, and it's like $5 million. Sorry, I should just block and report all of these, but that one is just very funny to me. It's just really funny that they're like trying to scam me by making it seem like I'm scamming them. That's just very fun. Sorry, I got distracted by that very good, dumb thing. Anyway, back to this. Those are all ways to support me financially. If you want to help me out, but you don't want to spend any money, you can always just join my Discord. The Discord is full of lovely people. We'd love to have you over in the Discord. Feel free to come by there. A couple of video links for you to check out. Pat Baer's Anime Club is my ongoing video series where I talk about anime for sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 2 hours. In this video, I'm talking about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, which happened a week ago Sunday. I talk about the results, what I agreed with, what I don't agree with. I go through the whole thing. And then Kuma Baer. Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. Every month has a different theme. This is the last video from the May series. And so the theme was anime from the 2000s. And I talked about Welcome to the NHK. Welcome to the NHK is a fucking trip. I highly recommend it. It is a study of loneliness. It explores looking at a young man who does not have a job and does not have any training and no prospects, and how he psychologically blames a secret organization, the NHK, and blames them, saying that they did this to him and they're doing it to other people in Japan as well. And it's a look at loneliness and desperation, and it's really fucking good and trippy and sad and cool. And it's an awesome series that doesn't get talked about enough because it is poignant, I would say. All right, I have some I have some anime to talk about here, and we are going to talk about the anime I watched, the episode of Lazarus and the episode Apocalypse Hotel. We'll talk about both those things, and before we get into that, we will dramatically transition back to the overhead camera, and I'll drink some water. We'll do that right now. All right, anime. Now, you may remember episode 8 of Lazarus and how the whole thing revolved around Chris, who was a Russian operative formerly, who faked her own death to escape from that and has been working as part of the Lazarus Project. Now, was she part of the team because she was a spy and she got, connived into doing it, or because she believes in the mission? We don't know. But that was an episode that did involve, of course, a tragic queer romance. The only queer characters in the show happen to be Chris and her former lover, Inga, who does die to protect Chris after torturing Chris. It sucks. So much of Lazarus fucking sucks. It's visually incredible. We'll get to that at the end of this episode. They are clearly, the storyboard folks clearly know fight choreography and how to block fighting, and it is incredibly impressive. It is all vibes, and the vibes are cool as hell until they're not cool as hell, and then it just is a slog. And that's kind of my feelings on this particular show, is that it's really cool to a point, and then the plot that they are working on has to happen, and it becomes less fucking cool, which is a shame. So Chris is still recovering, but Doug and Axel are talking, and basically Doug's just like, hey, look, if we win, we save the world, right? That's awesome. We save the world. We prevent so many people from dying. That sounds great. Don't you think we'll get erased after that? Like, aren't we all expendable? Which is reasonable. Speaking of expendable, a bunch of fucking people die. As a character walks through all of these deaths and just acts really cool and detached, it's our next major villain. And it's, I think it's supposed to be, oh, look, you know, because everyone's expecting to die from taking this miracle drug that turns out to be fatal, there is lawlessness now, and there's no reprieve from the evil within humanity or something like that. I think that's what they're trying to go for. But it just, to me anyway, really comes off like heartless and cold and like trying to be edgy. It's just very edgelordy. Was really shitty. Meanwhile, Abel and Hirsch are at a hearing at the Pentagon, because basically the Pentagon's just like, hey, you haven't found this doctor who is, you know, going to destroy the world and disappeared and is taunting us. You really suck ass at this. You're not catching. We haven't found Skinner. We find out that Abel has a rival from Inscom called Schneider, because this anime fucking loves weird character names. Goofy character names. So Schneider is just like, so they bring in Leland to testify against Lazarus, but then Leland is just like, no, these folks are great and they're doing the best they can, and this is silly, and this meeting is a farce and all that stuff. So that's a long chunk of this. While they're in the meeting, Dr. Skinner, the person behind all the big bad here, or the tragic genius, whichever, releases another video, and he's like, well, you haven't been able to find me, and I'm the first human test subject, so I'll be the first one to die. So you only have like 10 days to find me. It might be more days, I can't remember, but it's 10 at the end of the episode. But I think this is all one day. And it's just like, I guess you guys don't want to find me. Which, you know, okay, all right, guy. All right. I think I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, you know, this doctor is just giving the people what they wanted and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Not really feeling it. Let's see. So, yeah, he's going to be the first one to die in 10 days from Hapna. Abel is just like, hey, like, I don't know what to tell you, folks. You don't really have a lot of other options. Give us the 10 days to find him before he dies. Like, so they get an extension for 10 more days to try to track down Skinner before he dies. Abel and Hirsch expect that Inscom is like is going to be doing something, because they seem to be wanting to take them down because of old issues between Hirsch and Schneider. So they're like, this is something's fishy here. They suspect that there's going to be some stuff happening there, which seems to me pretty reasonable. Chris remembers, oh hey, weirdly enough, I found a pill when we were in one of Skinner's homes. Like, oh, I forgot that I found a pill here. So she's just like, oh yeah, we should we should see what this is. So Doug's going to analyze the pill, and we'll hopefully know more about that in episode 10. And so Schneider thinks that Axel, who essentially is our main character and is not in this episode. Axel, the guy who is great at it, who went to jail for like petty crime, but keeps getting time added on because he keeps escaping from jail. He's very good at escaping things and fighting people. Apparently, Skinner actually just thinks that he is going to turn his back on America. And so he's hiring an assassin named Soryu, who we saw at the beginning of the episode, to eliminate Axel. And then Soryu kills a bunch of special forces because Schneider wanted to test Soryu and decided the best way to test him was to have him kill a bunch of U.S. Army special forces that were working under him, because apparently that is expendable. Schneider and Soryu are the real villains, I guess. Oh, the real villain is somebody from INSCOM, the United States Army Intelligence and Security Command. I had to look that up. That's just that. They're the real villains, I guess. The doctor who's going to kill most of the planet is the real villain, but whatever. Dirty just subscribed at tier 1. That's 69 months. Thank you so much, Dirty. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site. Tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thank Dirty very much for the continued support. 69 is a lot of months. Also, of course, nice. Thank you for the continued support. And that was a good way for me to stop talking about Lazarus, a show that I like, but they keep making me like it less. They keep going out of their way to make me like it less than I do, which is a shame, because I do like it. I want to say this other blue sticker should go on the back of this kit, but the kit does not tell me to do that. So, I'm not gonna. Oh, no, it tells me to do that later. Okay, it wants me to do it later. I'm just going to do it now, because I might forget later. I don't know why, but at the end of it, they're like, oh yeah, now put the sticker on the back. Right before you put the head on the body. But let's talk about episode 4 of Apocalypse Hotel, a show that I definitely want to finish. Ooh, what happened there? What's going on there? Okay, sorry. Must have had a dip in there. Okay, yeah, all right. That might not have been something anybody saw. It might have just been my preview on the Twitch dashboard, but my preview got all kinds of chunky and weird there for a second. And it like paused itself. I was like, that was weird. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm going to panel line this before I put the fin on. We'll get those pieces out, but I'm not going to... I'll snip them out, but I'm not going to put them on until after I get this looking good, because we got to do the A15, which is this one here. Yeah. The V fin. Get that going good. Yeah, Apocalypse Hotel is a show that I definitely am gonna finish. I just need to find the time for it. It might be the show that I like start doing 2 episodes at a time. I only watched 1 episode here, but I think maybe I will start doing 2 episodes at a time just to kind of get through all of it. And then I need A26, everybody. I gotta find A26 here. A23, 22, 24, 25, 26. There it is. All right, let's get that on there. Let's panel line, and then we'll put this stuff on. What was I gonna say? Yeah, black marker for this lovely teal or mint. It's not teal, it's mint. But yeah, episode 5, I should say. Episode 5 of Apocalypse Hotel. So apparently, that first alien that arrived in episode like 2 or 3, I can't remember. I think it was episode 2. There was an alien, and the whole thing was they had trouble communicating with that alien. Well, apparently that alien told some other aliens to come check out Earth, and that there's a hotel they can stay at. So 2 new aliens show up, and they have a good time, but they drink up the last of the liquor. So they ran out of liquor, and so Yachio, the head robot, our kind of main character of the show, has an idea to figure out how to make uh, we'll make whiskey, because apparently the human that left, the owner, who's certainly long dead, one of his dreams was to be making whiskey at the hotel to serve like homemade whiskey. So they're like, oh, well, we'll have to make that. But the aliens that are the Tanukis, there's a labor shortage, so they kind of need their help. But they also need the next project they have to work on is the hot springs, because apparently the hot springs is somehow related to making whiskey. So that's the priority, is to get the hot springs done. And then Ponko, who is one of the Tanukis, is like, we'll handle you focus on that. We'll handle making whiskey, and then we'll get to have some whiskey. They restore a distillery that was near the hotel and get that working, and they start making some that. But of course, nobody fucking knows how to make whiskey, so they have to do a lot of trial and error, and so there's a bunch of montages of them trying to figure that out, which is pretty fun to see these Tanuki aliens make whiskey and experimentation. And apparently that takes 15 years to do, because time is meaningless when you're aliens and robots. I guess. But yeah, that 15 years later, they have completed it. And then so the two alien guests, the reason why they wanted to make alcohol was for these guests. Apparently, in that 15 years, they broke up. Those two aliens are no longer seeing each other. So, but one comes back. And then Yachio gives some very nice advice, saying that people are always changing with time, just like whiskey. And then the alien realizes, oh, Yachio is also waiting for someone, which we know is the owner to come back, because the owner said that he would come back. So they're waiting, even though that's probably not possible. And also we know that from a previous episode that they did run into some humans at one point, and it was a ghost ship. So you're probably not seeing humans on this show. I don't want to say this is a devastating thing, but it is a lot. This show is really good. I really love it. I didn't know it. It is poignant and sometimes is a little like, oh fuck, a little devastating. But I do think that it's clever and enjoyable. I'm having a very good time watching it. So I am gonna keep going. As I said, that was just episode 5, and there are 8 episodes so far. So I definitely will be continuing with that. I think yeah. I don't know how many episodes there are this season. I should look this up. Let me look at Annie chart. Because I don't know if there are 12 or 13, or if it's a weird season order of it. So let me look at the spring season. Look up hotel. Okay, 12 episodes. So there are going to be 12 episodes. Yeah, okay. Good. I look forward to seeing more episodes. Alrighty. Let's get this fin on, the V fin here, and then I will move on to the shoulders. Sometimes doing the V fin is really annoying, and I don't know why sometimes they're so annoying. In this era of kits, they like barely fit together. This is one of those things where I'm like, I say that, you know, sometimes doing stuff later in the stream, I'm like, oh, I wish I was doing this earlier. And this is one of those things where I'm like, oh, I wish I could do this at 9 p.m. instead of 10:30. Anyway, now is the part of the stream, as I get this kind of together here, where I want to hear from you. What are you watching right now? What are you up to? What are you into? Did you do anything fun over the weekend? Or anything frustrating over the weekend that you'd like to vent about? Like, you can also do that. Yeah, did you get up to anything? Always like to hear from you. What's going on? I will say, video game wise, played more Helldivers. It's been a while. I played some Helldivers yesterday because there have been some updates, and we wanted to go check out some Helldivers shit. And so we got into some Helldivers, and it was really fucking fun. I had a good time with that. Also, of course, been playing Hearthstone. Gotta get those Hearthstone dailies in. Playing that, new month, and so I wanted to get the 5 wins in standard to unlock a bonus deck, or cards, I should say. It's a card backs, even though I always use the same, and I don't think I'm ever going to change it. I always use the same, so I'm like, that's fine. I don't need to mix things up. I have to refresh my dashboard here. My preview stream froze again. So hopefully that'll work out okay. Hopefully we're all good. Let's see. Huh. Okay, all right, good. Yeah, all right. I don't know what's going on. My OBS looks fine. And so hopefully the local recording is great. If you're running into issues live, I apologize. But I do want to hear from you in the chat. Let me know if you're watching anything, playing anything. Feel free to let me know what you're up to with that. I want to tell you the story of the mailbox. So, my folks' mailbox. The door to the mailbox, the hinges there, they were originally the hinge to the mailbox, mailbox like this, it opens like that. The hinge there were fastened together, right? And then that got rusted. And so the doors started falling off. So I replaced those with bolts, like a nut and a bolt and a washer. And that is pretty okay, but it wasn't a really good solution for it. We need a new mailbox. So my dad's like, I was like, okay, well, we'll go and we'll get one. He's like, I got this. I'm going to be at Home Depot anyway. I'll just get a mailbox. And it's like, okay, sure. Could have gone with him. No problem. He'll get look, there's only like 2 kinds of standard mailboxes, right? There is a mailbox that is that comes with a post that you stick in the ground, or one that you could have suggested a novelty box. You're right, Lord Crashington. We didn't do that. There's an HOA in this neighborhood, so we couldn't do that. Could not, Lord Crashington, do a novelty box. Had to do a standard box. There's one that has a post and one that doesn't, because you screw into the already done post. We need the one that screws in. We go. My dad gets it. He brings it home. I take it out of the box. I don't even take the old one off because it's been dented. It got dented. That's not my dad's fault. He didn't see the dent in the box. He didn't know. But it was dented and was not going to work, and would have definitely leaked and let water in and all that. So my dad sends it back, or brings it back. He gets a new one. It's identical. I take the old off. I get some new screws to put the new one on. It's too small. There's no like dimensions written on the box, but the box does say M, medium. Apparently, there's a medium and a large size. I didn't know that, but there are. There is the medium and the large. And large is just like you can fit packages in there. We have a large. That's what the all the mailboxes on the street and in the neighborhood are. That's the thing. That's what we need. So my dad has to go back again, return the other one, buy the new one, gets the new one. Today, I take the old one off. I pop the new one on. It fits. It hangs over the side so I can screw it in from the side. It's the right size mailbox. We needed a large mailbox, or a B, apparently. We did not need a medium mailbox. So now you know. I did not know that. I just thought they were all uniform and they were all the same size. But apparently there are skinnier mailboxes that you can have. And especially if you do not expect to get packages, I guess you would want a skinny mailbox. So that is done. I now have a mailbox that is not rusted with annoying doors that pop off. And I was having to constantly fix that. And instead, we just have a regular old mailbox that is doing its thing. And we got mail delivered in that mailbox today. And that's nice. Very, very shocked to find out that information. But this has been a several day project. It was Saturday, Sunday, and now today between all of them. So happy to say that got handled. This is the wrong piece. I needed B5. I got B3 and B5, and I took out B3 and I took out B6. Yeah, wrong piece. I'll fix my mistake, everybody. Don't you worry about it. As far as video game stuff goes, I put a little more time into Tactical Takedown. I'm still not good at that game. I don't even know if I really like that game, but I do appreciate it. I have an appreciation for it. I think it's pretty neat. But yeah, I don't know if I love my time with it. We might be checking that out because I did get a code for it and I was supposed to stream that game, but you may remember that Tuesday I had the power outage, and so I don't want to say I owe that game, but I would like to play that game on stream at some point because I did get a code for it and it is a neat game. And I wouldn't mind checking it out, even if I'm not personally loving it, because I'm not necessarily great at these games, and I don't know if I ever will be, or if I have any interest in becoming better at them. But at the very least, I would like to try. Be nice to try. All right, I need B7 and B9. I'm going to triple check to make sure that I'm pulling out B7 and B9 properly. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 7 and 9 is what I need. Triple checking. That ain't 7 and 9. Great. 7 and 9. Yeah, and that's about it. I have some games lined up for this month. Tomorrow is Power Wash Simulator. We will be doing our last and final look at Power Wash Simulator. I'm excited for that. It should be a good time to play that game and kind of say goodbye to a game that I've been playing for years now on stream as we prep for the sequel, which will come out at some point this year. Dirty says, currently reading through my book pile of shame. Nice. Get through those books, do a little reading. Copying The Magicians to my Plex server. Okay. And slowly working my way through all the hub cities in Texas on American Truck Simulator. Hell yeah, Dirty. Have fun in Texas and in old Tejas doing that stuff. I hope that's going well for you and you're having fun going through the hubs and doing all that stuff. Let's see. Laura Crashes says, I've been watching the Persona 4 endurance run and enjoying the hits. Ryan sitting on the beanbag that explodes right before they start recording. Jeff and Vinny skipping the first chance they get to take a ghoul that comes to haunt them. The arrival of Jack Frost. Yes. As they learn the mechanics of the Persona games, it was very fun to be like, they're like, oh, we should have been doing that. Oh, we need to do that. Oh, yeah. All right. That was all very fun. Yeah. I don't know if I could go back to the endurance run again. I think the one that, if I was going to watch an endurance run, I probably would watch the Ryan and Patrick endurance run. Because that one, I watched as it aired, but I only watched it once. And I think maybe that would be the one that I would go back to. I don't want to see anything to do with Deadly Premonition ever again. I'm good on that. I don't need to see anything with Deadly Premonition or them playing it. I might watch like a highlight reel at best, but yeah, I might want to see that. Patrick and Ryan are an underrated duo in Giant Bomb lore. So yeah, maybe I would watch that again. I don't know. Last one says, watched Mystery Wrestling yesterday and it was probably their best show. It ended up with Stu Grayson winning the championship via interference from someone in an evil Uno mask and starting their first heel faction by banning nonsense. Needed a break from my routine and started building the Lego Super Star Destroyer I bought months ago. Hell yeah, Lashbrook. Get some Lego in. That sounds great. Yes. So the thing with Mystery Wrestling is Uno doesn't want to know what's going to happen. He books people he wants to book. And he gives them a lot of leeway, a lot of runway, you might say. And sometimes that's great. And sometimes it's not because, by giving people a lot to work with, sometimes you are giving them too much. Because occasionally they try to be serious and it just doesn't work. I think all the stars he brings in are all really great, and it's very fun to see them. It also, to me, has always been fun to watch the folks that are students of him and Stu, because a lot of those people are either were or currently are students of theirs, and it's a great exposure for them to like work in front of a nice big crowd for their area, and also to work like a lot of people watching live on Twitch and later on the Patreon and all that. Like, yeah, it's just good exposure. Gets a lot of people a chance to work and try out stuff and be fun. It introduced the world to Psycho Mike, and I'm very happy for them because Psycho Mike rules. And it's great to see him get a bunch of exposure and then do like Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling and have a lot of people to like know who he is when he showed up. This is very fun. He knows where the hard cam is, and that's very important. Laura Crash says, I started Spray Paint Simulator on Game Pass. Oh, I didn't know it was on Game Pass. Okay, that's an option for people to maybe check that out on the Game Pass there. I need 16 and 13. And it's been fun even after the first 2 jobs. It's lacking a few elements of what I enjoy about Power Wash Simulator, but still enjoyable. It could use some more work on UI stuff to be more like Power Simulator, and I hope they can support the game for a while. Yeah, I think the first time when I played the first demo, I was like, this is fun. It sometimes I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe I'll get the rhythm of like what needs to be removed, what needs to be covered in paint, why some stuff you have to buy, some stuff you don't have to buy, and I was like, it's a little confusing, but sure. And then the second demo was the first stage and then an indoor thing. And I played the car again, spray painting the car again. And I was like, oh, that's fun. I did not enjoy the house at all. Doing the cabinets, that was a slog. If I had not been streaming that game, I would have stopped. I would have just not finished it way sooner than when I did stop on the stream. The second demo basically told me I was not going to buy. I will get this game when it's like offered for free from like Good Old Games or Epic in a couple years as a Prime deal. That's when I'll probably get that game and play it, because I just did not fucking have fun with that game once it became the inside job. I was just like, nope. This is not what I want to be doing. I do not care about this. The list of stuff to clean that Power Simulator would have been nice to see, since it seems like it only shows you what you've most recently painted. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lord Crashes did. Also, this is not me making a dig on you, but you do have to remember that they didn't start with a lot of the things that you're like, oh, it'd be cool if this game had, like, that was not in Power Wash Simulator. Like, and they had a very long time of doing obviously the Power Simulator did a lot of new stuff as the game came out, but a lot of the things that I think were the best, like free spray, like free directional spray, were not in the game, and because they did a long period of trying to have that game come out and early access and figure stuff out and take feedback. So on the one hand, you would hope that Spray Paint Simulator would learn from Power Wash Simulator and all the iterations they did and steal the best stuff from them. But also, I can understand why the team doesn't have those things. And I don't know if they're going to support it. I have no idea. I do know that what they do have in the game, I don't care about particularly. So I don't expect myself to play that game anymore, because I did not like in the same way that House Flipper. I never wanted to sell houses. I don't care about that. I wanted to clean houses. I wanted it to be house cleaner. Demo stuff was kind of fun. The demolition stuff was kind of fun. But the thing I liked about that game more than anything else was that it was a fun, silly way to fix stuff and buy stuff and paint and clean up and I thought that was great. But yeah, I did not enjoy my time with Spray Paint Simulator. I did not try to get a code for that. I did not buy it. I don't have Game Pass right now, so I do not, like I said, do not plan to check that out. Eventually, I'll get that game for free and do all that. I gotta fix my GOG account. I can't log into my GOG account right now, and there are free games that are on GOG that I would like to get through Prime, which I can't right now. So I'm like, all right, I gotta figure that shit out. Gotta get that working. There's always some good stuff on there. All right, goes there, goes there. This goes like this. And then I need C11. And then we've got a lot done on this kit already. Now, this kit's going to have a big backpack, a lot of stuff going on. But the fact that in one stream we finished the other kit and then we did the head, the chest, and we're almost done with the arm here. We're obviously with the panel line, but yeah, we're getting pretty close here. We need C11. Yeah, but if anybody else has anything they'd like to tell me what they're up to and into, I always love to hear from you about that stuff. This week, got a bunch of wrestling to watch. I will be watching the 4-hour Fighter Fest. That's 2 hours of Dynamite followed by 2 hours of Collision, back-to-back, airing live on Wednesday. That's a lot of wrestling to watch in a row. And I will, I guess. And then this weekend, there's a couple good matches on Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, so I'll watch that. There's also, what else happens this week? Oh, there's Money in the Bank. We'll talk about that on Thursday. I'll go through like who's qualified. I think hopefully by Thursday we'll know. Yeah, and it'll happen on Saturday. I am going to stream on Saturday. I'm not taking Saturday off. I do like Money in the Bank, but I don't care enough when one of the main events is like a tag match. I'm just like, let me look it up. Money in the Bank. 2025, Wikipedia. Go over here. Yeah, Money in the Bank. Yeah, one of the matches is Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Like, meh. Although the men's was figured out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The men's Money in the Bank is Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano. So Chad Gable did not qualify, but Grande Americano did qualify. I'm really afraid they're going to do that. They're going to fucking put the briefcase on him. I think Seth Rollins or Penta would be fucking cool. I think Solo would be really annoying. Andrade's not going to win. Solo would be the most annoying person to win that because I do not give a shit about anything that he's doing. And Seth Rollins kind of bothering Jey Uso could be interesting. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch will be really good. And the women's is Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer, who just signed with Raw on the Raw brand. That one, the women's, I almost said girls, and that's rude of me. The women's is looking real good. Hey, does this not bend? I guess it doesn't. Yeah, it only bends here. It doesn't bend twice. That's weird. I guess that's strange. Oh, it does bend like that. Okay. I think that's going to be great. We got a lot of new wrestlers, like new to the Roxanne and Julia and Stephanie are all very new to the main roster. And they got Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi all been around. I think Alexa Bliss should win because she will be creepy with it. And that, I think, would be the best option. But we'll talk more about that later in the week. I think it could be pretty good. And then Yeah, that tag match seems awful. And that might be the whole show. There might be one more match. I'd like there to be one more match. I'd like to see either of the women's main belt champions wrestle. That'd be kind of nice. Oh, there's a stipulation to Lyra versus Becky. That's fun. Let's see. All right, we're gonna keep working on. We'll get a little bit started on the other arm here. We got one whole arm done. This mint is looking. Don't say it, Pat. Don't say it, Pat. Don't. This particular color is looking pretty mint. Ugh. God, I'm sorry. It's not even a joke. You also have to know that mint can mean good, which is a slang nobody fucking uses. Ugh. I'm sorry. I don't know. You deserve better. E. Unsubscribe. This mint is looking fresh. Yes, minty fresh indeed. Yeah, Lashbrook, I wouldn't, I wouldn't hold it against you. I mean, if this is how you got to go out. This is how you got to go out. I can't believe I made that. It's like not even a joke. It was a nothing. It was a nothing burger. I made a nothing burger for everybody to enjoy. We'll get a little bit of this done before we wrap things up. And yeah, I got a lot of wrestling to watch this weekend. I should see if. Oh yeah, that's a good thing. I'm gonna look this up right now. Let me look at Wrestle Universe, the best deal in wrestling. Whole lot of shit on there that I don't even watch. Let's see. Schedule to stream live this week. Let's see. 6 should be 6/6. Yes. TWW Spring Tour 2025 in Shinagawa is streaming at 22:15. So that's 22:30. That's 10:30 p.m. Right now, 22 is 10:30 p.m. on the 6th. I might watch that live. I think it'll be pretty good. No Mary Kiss stream tonight, so I think she's been at TwitchCon somewhere. Yes, TwitchCon Amsterdam, I believe, is that. Believe that is in Amsterdam. All right, so I got TJPW. I won't stream that live. Yeah. Well, maybe just watch that Sunday night. Because I got a lot of wrestling to watch on Wednesday. I mean, it's the same amount of wrestling AW puts out every week. It's just they're doing it all in one night, and that's a lot. It's just a lot of fucking wrestling. But yeah, we're going to raid somebody who isn't Mary Kish, because that's what happens at the end of every stream, folks. As we wrap things up here, we are going to go on a raid. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff and go spend some time with them. I hope you come along on this raid. Reminder, my next stream is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, where I will be checking out the Muckingham Files 6, the very last of our look at Power Wash Simulator. I'll be taking a look at that for one last time. And let's see, who we're going to go raid on a Monday night. Let's see. Let's see, who's streaming over here and how long they've been going. There's a commercial, so I can't see. AEW Games is running Elden Ring, Night Rain, and they've been going for 2 hours. Yeah, let's go to that. That'll be fun. We're going to go raid AEW Games, check out some Night Raid, and see some pro wrestlers playing some video games. So feel free to come along on this raid. I hope you have a good time there. I think you will. It's good people over there. I hope you come back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for some Power Wash Simulator. The end of our look at the first game after years of playing it. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Feel free to come along on this particular raid or come back tomorrow or both. I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.